It definitely caught everyone's attention, especially because Chris made the announcement, kind of questioning their reaction.
Former Astronomer CEO Andy Byron is reportedly thinking about suing Coldplay and singer Chris Martin for the Kiss Cam scandal. This is a terrible idea.
Anyway, here we go. So she brought her underling there to cover for them. The CEO's wife found out about it. She's already removed his last name from her LinkedIn and Facebook. Apparently, many people at the company knew that he was sleazy, previously worked for him. Moral of the story, don't go to a Coldplay concert.
Why do you think that couple was chosen?
If I was directing that show, I would have put them up in a heartbeat. The body language that they were showing and the shot there, it's a good-looking couple. He's got his arms around her. I would have done it 10 times out of 10.
There's been a lot of buzz online about the Coldplay Kiss Cam incident involving Kristin Cabot. And now a rumor has surfaced that her daughter has spoken out about how it's impacted her life.
A CEO and HR professional. Like, the definition of her job is to be like, by the way, don't do workplace romance. Like, that's one of her chops. Society loves to be mad at cheaters. Like, remember Scandival, the Vanderpump Rules saga? It was like the biggest story of 2023. The president of the United States at the time weighed in on it because people love to be mad when people are caught cheating. We just relate to it. It's just something that like brings society together. And finally, I do think that it involves
I'm going to share what's been said and explore the mental and social toll this kind of public scrutiny can take. Imagine being a young person, maybe in your teens or early 20s, and suddenly your family's private life is splashed across social media for millions to judge. Let's start with the mental impact. According to the rumor, Kristin's daughter has been struggling with the weight of public attention. When your family's name is trending for something like this, it can feel like you're living under a microscope. Every post, every comment, every meme, it's like a constant reminder that people are talking about your life.
Astronomer HR chief Kristin Cabot has been seen for the first time since the Coldplay Kiss Cam scandal that led to her resignation.
What? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
But the fallen HR head appeared more focused on the health of her plants than her marriage when she was spotted for the first time back at her $2.2 million home.
Who blew the whistle? The two executives caught on that now infamous Coldplay Kiss Cam were first identified on a TikTok account of someone who apparently works at the company. Oh my God, that looks like Astronomer CEO Andy Byron and Astronomer Chief People Officer Kristin Cabot. That's going to be one awkward board meeting, if not a couple divorces too. Whoever wrote the post was believed to have also attended the concert in Boston, and it sure seems that he or she works at the company. They knew Kristin Cabot's precise title in HR, and they also knew that both executives are married.
That kind of pressure can lead to anxiety, maybe even feelings of shame or embarrassment, even if you had nothing to do with the situation. It's not just about dealing with your own emotions, but also navigating how others perceive you. You might start questioning your own identity or feel like you have to defend your family, which is a lot to carry. Socially, the fallout can be just as rough. The rumor suggests Kristin's daughter has faced changes in how people treat her, friends, classmates, even strangers. When something like this goes viral, it's not uncommon for people to start acting differently. Some might distance themselves, not knowing what to say. Others might pry, asking uncomfortable questions or making jokes to seem in the know. It can feel isolating, like you're suddenly defined by this one moment that wasn't even yours.
He's married with teenage children. Kristin Cabot has been divorced for 3 years. She was hired just 8 months ago. And now that 15 seconds of video is having a devastating impact on both of their lives. The New York Post front page headline, Dumbotron. I spoke with workplace expert Stephen Viscusi.
This requires, to me, not one, but 2 resignations.
The moment they realize the camera is on them, it is like, oh my God, and the guy like ducks, the woman turns around. And I mean, guys, it took the internet maybe an hour to figure out who these people are and to discover that the man is the CEO of a huge data company and that the woman that he was canoodling with was his chief people officer. So that is like the person that is over HR.
For a young person who's already figuring out their place in the world, that kind of social shift can be disorienting. It might make you second guess who you can trust or how to move forward. What's tough is that this rumor also highlights how fast the internet can amplify a personal moment into a global spectacle. 1 second, you're just living your life. The next, you're a hashtag. For Kristin's daughter, If this rumor is true, she's not just dealing with family drama, but also the judgment of countless strangers online. That's a lot for anyone, let alone someone young. It raises questions about privacy, about how we consume and share these kinds of stories, and about the ripple effects on families who didn't ask to be in the spotlight.
Like, you went in public. It's not like you were inside your home having this affair and somebody was like outside from social media being like, what are they doing in here? Like, you were in publicly like kissing and hugging. You were at a public place where maybe you were going to be on camera. Like, that is just a risk. You might think that it's private because it's a dark concert, but often there are these cameras. There is social media everywhere. If you are somebody that is on X, on TikTok specifically, you should know, like, whether it's a good thing or not, everybody's filming all the time.
I think cheating is an abomination, okay? And this man has a wife, he has children, these kids are gonna have to watch and see this. They don't look, I would be devastated if I was his wife.
Another layer to this is the challenge of finding support when your life is on public display. If the rumor is accurate, Kristin's daughter might be grappling with how to process her feelings while everyone seems to have an opinion. Therapy or talking to close friends can help, but even those safe spaces can feel compromised when people around you are aware of the scandal. It's like trying to heal in the middle of a storm. You might want to retreat, but the online chatter doesn't stop, and that can make it harder to find a sense of normalcy or peace.
Here's why. The claims would be invasion of privacy, emotional distress, and defamation, but you have no expectation of privacy at a concert with tens of thousands of other people. And there are signs indicating that you may be filmed or photographed. And when it comes to defamation, truth is an absolute defense. And of course, they were having an affair. And from a public relations perspective, a lawsuit is an even worse idea because it's going to draw even more attention to the scandal.
Over the weekend, 50-year-old Andy Byron resigned as CEO of Astronomer. A company statement said, "Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability. Recently, that standard was not met." 52-year-old Kristin Cabot's fate still hangs in the balance. She's married to Andrew Cabot, heir to one of New England's oldest and most prestigious families, the Cabots.
This is my casino. Step out. Bring your money.
Cabot is a CEO of a boutique rum company. Here he is at a tasting in Paris. Those few seconds of video at the Coldplay concert are triggering a cultural tsunami. People are even betting online on whether the marriages survive.
Since the incident, scores of people globally have created a stream of endless memes on the scandal.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay?
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Can you feel the tension? Oh, look at these two. All right.
What are we gonna do? My wife is here.
You said she's in row P. She won't even see us.
Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
While others have relished the opportunity to recreate the now infamous moment.
There's also the question of long-term effects. Rumors like this don't just vanish, they can linger, popping up in searches or conversations years later. For Kristin's daughter, this could mean carrying the weight of this moment into future chapters of her life, school, relationships, or even her career. It's not just about getting through the now, it's about how this shapes her sense of self moving forward. The internet has a long memory, and that can feel like a shadow you can't escape, especially when you're young and still building your confidence. I want to wrap this up by saying that, whether or not the rumor about Kristin's daughter speaking out is true, it's a reminder of the human side of these viral moments. Behind every headline, there are real people, kids, parents, friends, dealing with the fallout. It's easy to get caught up in the drama, but maybe we should pause and think about the impact our clicks and comments have. If you've got thoughts on this, drop them in the comments below, but let's keep it respectful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Here's Astronomer's leadership. This is Andy Byron. And right down here is the Chief People Officer. There you go. Kristin Cabot, Chief People Officer. Although the weird thing is that if you click on their LinkedIns and poof, they're gone. Deleted their LinkedIns. Too bad, you know? They'll be a scumbag. And if you are a scumbag, then, well, I guess you deserve this.
28-year-old Grace Springer was at the concert at the Gillette Stadium in Boston and captured the moment that has now been viewed 53 million times.
I could have never guessed that it would be such high-profile individuals in the video. I do feel sorry for their partners and spouses that they had to find out this way.
Do you think if they had not tried to hide, Coldplay would have moved on?
100%. I think if they acted natural, no one would have thought twice. What a cute couple. I mean, I'm sure people in their inner circle might have caught something, but I definitely wouldn't have posted that video.
There's a part of people that they're looking at these two individuals and obviously not wanting the damning part for the family. Because I do say, you know, my heart goes out to the children and the partners of these people who are having to watch this all play out. But the bigger thing people aren't talking about is how a CEO of a company should never be dating the head of HR.
We've now learned that the technology company Astronomer has announced that its CEO, Andy Byron, seen here, as you saw, embracing a woman who is not his wife, has resigned from the company. The company's board of directors accepted that resignation today, saying that it will begin the search for a replacement. In a statement released on the company's LinkedIn page, it says this, that Astronomer is committed to the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability, and recently that standard was not met.
It doesn't take a scientist to figure out that they didn't want us to see whatever we saw.
Yeah. Man, he dropped out real quick as you turned.
Yeah, because he just realized how many millions of dollars he lost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, it's like, if he didn't freak out, no one would have any idea that this had happened.
True. Chief Executive Andy Byron has tendered his resignation to the board of directors and they have accepted. The board will begin a search for our next chief executive as co-founder and chief product officer Pete DeJoy continues to serve as interim CEO.
Grace Springer first posted the video being seen around the world.
It was the reaction from Andy that kind of sealed the deal. He looked pretty guilty.